Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Night Super League. It's exciting times, isn't it? Coming towards the business end of the season. The transfer window set to slam shut imminently. And, well, every goal and every point absolutely crucial at this stage. I've got one hell of an Easter treat, I hope, at least in store for you this evening. And I do know that one person has messaged today and got that treat correct. But before we say hello to whomever that treat may be, let's roll the nice little title package. Yes, Mike guessed correctly. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, please welcome back to Super League CoComs, the legend that is Mr. Alf Bridge. How are you, buddy?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Very, very well. Delighted that we're able to welcome you on this evening. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, for inviting me on. It's good to be back. I've been itching to get back ready, so I'm glad to come on tonight.
You can see the reaction. I'm just flashing it up on the screen for you already. Tato saying it's Alf. Rox can't believe it. Duggan, Viva Alf Bridge. Greavesy saying Alf in capital letters. There's Ryan saying Alfredo. We've got Rob with Alfie baby. Welcome back, Alfredo. Yes, Alf. Look at the love you're getting tonight.
Oh, it's nice to be remembered.
Oh, you certainly would not be forgotten. It's just like Jesus. Alf has risen, says Rob. Steve saying yes, Alf. And what else have we got? We got Dan there, evening former Stackington boss, going right back in history there.
Yes. So, great to be here.
Let's have a few minutes before we get started, Alf, and just have a bit of a catch up. A lot of people obviously continue to follow you on various social medias, but all in all, how have things been since you were, last in the hallways of Astor Athletic?
Yeah. Health-wise, not too good. I had 2 fractured ribs. I actually fell out of bed. Fractured my ribs, but that's not throbbing sex, by the way. That's because of a nightmare after only got beat by Wrexham 5-1.
I'm sure you're not the only team getting beat by Wrexham 5-1 at the minute.
Yeah.
But aside from obviously rib injuries, you're looking well. You're looking chirpy, and I'm looking forward to an evening's discussion on all things Super League with you, sir. I don't know if you saw that last comment I've popped up from Mr. Edwards. I've even muted the masters for Alf. There we go. That's the highest steam you're held in, sir. I gave you the opportunity to have a kind of a look around what's going on in the Super League at the minute. Sent you a few pictures as well. Anything catch your eye?
It looks as though it's going to be quite a tight league this year. Even teams at the bottom are picking up points, draws maybe, but it's a lot tighter than it did last season to me. So I've got a little run through, and I think it's going to be the same tonight. I think there's some very tight games, mostly one goal in them.
There's certainly it'll be interesting to see if that thought process continues as you see the teams. Is there any game sort of catch your eye you'd like to start with, or are you just happy to roll as the game goes?
I think we'll roll, Steve, or whatever you suggest.
No, rolling is fine by me, sir. Let's see. And the game wants us to start with Jens's Vikings against Steve's White Rose. White Rose, who are without the suspended Lassisi for today. They line up in what is now a customary Super League sort of 2-4-1-1-2 formation. You'll basically see variations of the same things tonight, Alf. Mike wants to start with Asta. Are you happy to start with your former club, Alf?
Yeah.
Let's go to Asta first then and see how they're lining up. A much changed squad from the one you left. You're looking through some of the names here, though. Again, anything in particular catching your eye through the squad as I take through the tactics?
Yeah, there's some strong signings in there. A few big names gone, but there's some strong signings in there. Yeah, it's. I think Mike's done a good job there. All in all, it's a strong looking squad.
Just looking at names the one name in particular that stands out from your time, Gianna Cheddar, still very much part of the plans.
Yeah, he always does a job, doesn't he, Gianna Cheddar? He's like usually a 7 out of 10 man, so he doesn't usually let you down. It's a strong lineup. Yeah, Fiore there. That was one that I probably would have put in there. Fiore on that side. He's quite creative, so I'm expecting something to happen there.
One of the things that Mike has brought in that most managers wouldn't do, and I'm interested in your take, is he's very much a no arrows man.
Yeah, well, looking at his results, he's keeping things pretty tight, isn't he, from what I've seen? Not letting many goals in quite recently, so it could be tonight where if he gets this creativity from Fiore, he might turn into a win.
Okay. Previous meetings on this save between the sides. And Asta actually have the better record, winning the first two meetings, but losing earlier this season. Both Asta results have been to naught, but the fact that they've scored in all three games, when you were managing, whether it was Stackington or Asta or anywhere else, did you consider history to have any sort of sway in what would happen?
I think it had some effect, particularly in home games, I noticed, so perhaps there's something in it. I don't know scientifically whether it's proven or
not. Let's then have a look at their hosts. If anyone's keeping up with what's going on at Bostock, then you're a better man than me. It was Scott, then it was Swan. Now Dan, who was assistant at Vikings, seems to be doing everything. I'm not 100% sure, but this is very much a mega horse team at the moment. They line up as such for this evening. So some well-established names you'll see there, Alf, like some Montella, Hakan Milde, a player that you were very fond of. Yeah,
the old warhorse for me. Yeah, he's another one. He's like Gina Cheddar, does a job. Yeah. Interesting arrows though. So yeah, I've never done that before. The strike coming back. Don't think so. It'd be interesting to see how it shapes up.
It certainly will be. Tell us, I mentioned him in the sort of intro there, but what is it about Hakan Milde that you were always a fan of?
I think he's a solid player. Even in later seasons, in seasons 5, 6, etc. He's still going strong. He's like a good wine matures. So that's what I like about him.
So having seen both teams then, Alf, can I ask you for a score prediction for game number 1?
Well, I was looking to a very low-scoring game, maybe even no score, but possibly Aston might pinch it 1-0, but it's going to be very close.
Ryan's going 1 apiece is his prediction. Let's kick this one off then and see what happens. Absolutely nothing in the opening 15 minutes. Will Aston sense your presence, and will it inspire them for a huge 3 points at the bottom of the table? They look like they started quite well, but here come Bostock. Van Bommel going in the book. And that half flies by quite quickly. But it appeared to me, at least, Alf, that Aston equipped themselves quite well, despite having 0 shots.
Yeah. I did say it'd be a tight game, didn't I? But not as tight as that.
This is almost the perfect game to start with, if this is the level of entertainment they're offering up, isn't it?
Yes, it'd be over in 30 seconds, this game, wouldn't it? Still 0-0. Yeah.
Let's have a look at the home side first. And, well, I mean, it's pretty much as you'd expect when you saw those match stats, 6s and 7s across the board. Nothing really to write home about. Yellow cards for Yepes and Milde, maybe something to consider.
Yeah. Don't think Milde usually gets sent off, but I'm not sure about Yepes. Okay. Possibility. Yeah.
And what about the substitutes bench? What do you make of that? Is there enough game changers there? I mean, Anders Svensson, I don't think he's ever appeared in the Super League before.
No, I don't know much about him, actually. Yardell could do a decent job, yeah. Putnam can, of course. Yeah. He's... Yeah.
I can see...
They got the attributes, so, yeah. We'll have to see.
Dan has said to 60, please. So let's have a look at Mr. Savage's Aston side. And again, 6s and 7s across the board. Andy Cole on his 0 service that he's been given, unsurprisingly rating a 5. But you probably wouldn't look at taking him off because of the lack of service. It's not really his fault at this stage, is it?
No. He has a goal poacher, so I'll probably leave him on.
Okay. Just wait to see. Mike is reacting, and Cole is coming off for Inzaghi.
Well, Inzaghi, as you know, is one of my old favourites, and he did chip in quite a few goals, even in a poor Aston side. So, so that's not a bad move.
Let's see if it has the desired effect as we go to the 60-minute mark. And early yellow card there. And again, Aston do look like that. Oh, there's a red card. Taribo West has been sent off. And just as I was about to say, Aston look like they started the half well, they've now been dealt a massive blow. What do you make of that red card, Alf?
Yeah, it's a tricky one now with the subs, isn't it? This. Yeah.
No obvious change, but Panucci obviously can play at the back if required. And then Matt Holland potentially coming on to play out on that right-hand side?
Yeah, he could do that. Yeah, it's a possibility. Just leave Van Bommel in the centre. Yeah.
Or do we go for? Or do you think Mike's the sort of guy who would go with a Super League favourite and go one at the back?
I think he might go more at the back. So,
Ian Edwards asking for one at the back. Tato saying one. Ian, the other Ian, also saying has to be one at the back.
Can't see it. No, I can't see Mike doing that. But you never know. We'll see.
Greasy, on the other hand, saying go free at the back.
Yeah.
Brown at the back on his own, says Mike. So he is going for the one. And of course, Dan, if you want to change anything because of the red card, do let us know. We will allow a tactical tweak. I can see transfer negotiations now going on in the chat. Greasy not happy with the one at the back alteration. Do you think Stanley will change anything because of that red card?
Probably not. No reason to.
Well, they are.
Unless there's fitness involved in this, I don't know. Yeah.
Svensson coming on for Katardi and taking the arrow off key. Interesting, he's done that now. He's reacted straight away instead of waiting for the hour change mark. But there we go. Let's see how that affects things.
Yeah.
And we are at the hour mark now as Sinoni becomes the fourth player into the book for the home side. And now half an hour to play. Certain ratings. We've got one player here. Just again, the much talked about Hakan Mild is the one going up to an 8 rating. Everyone else at 6s and 7s. Conditionally, I can't see anything there of concern. But would the yellow cards racking up be entering your mindset here?
Well, I don't think I'd change anything now, not at this stage. I wouldn't.
Well, Zanoni is coming off for Prutton in the only change for Stanley. How about Asta? Looking at their bench, what if anything would they do? Ratings still not getting above 7s, but they don't have the same discipline issues.
No, it's no. I don't know what I do. Whatever I did, I'd blow it anyway and lose 1-0. So, but I think Mike's a better manager than me.
There are an abundance of transfers still being processed. I'll be working long into the night tonight, Alf, to try and get these done in time for the bonus show, which Duggan is putting on. I believe it's Duggan is putting on tomorrow, an Easter Monday special in the Super League.
What's a transfer special, is it, you say?
No, it's a bonus episode, but I'm trying to get all the transfers done in time for people to put in their teams for Monday.
Oh, is it? When's the deadline for transfers? Or is it gone?
The transfer deadline, we are in game week 18. So I believe it will be as long as the deal is agreed before the show starts on Wednesday, which will be game week 20, which is the notified period for deadline.
Well, if anybody needs a chief scout in the meantime, just DM me.
Just waiting for Mike to confirm if he is making any changes. He said he thinks West has heard about Big Ugo. Ekiog making his way. Kallstrom up to AMC. Van Bommel to MC. 3 DMCs.
Yeah, it's
going like this.
He's going for the winner.
Going for it. I respect that.
Yeah.
I'll just wait for Mike to confirm that is how he wants it. That's how it looks in the comments to me. I'll just let him confirm that is the case, and then we will crack on. Are you again? You've been known in the past to play in narrow. Oh, he's saying no.
Yeah,
maybe these two are staying wide. Okay, yeah, these two are staying wide.
Yeah.
And then I think that's it, no problem. So Asta going like that, but no personnel changes. It's just a tactical tweak. There we go. Yeah, sorry, you were going to say about playing narrow. Do you think there's still a place for it in the Super League?
Yes, there's still a place. Yeah, it's. I mean, I got to. Oh, there you go.
Sorry, you could carry on that point.
Yeah. It's there's still a place for it if I got to a final one. So with it, so there's no reason not to.
And it's now 2-0. Robbie Keane scoring, and that surely must be curtains for Rob Bottomaster.
It's unfortunate that.
And here they come again. Dudek does well. Corner kick to the home side. Asta withhold the pressure. Fiore picks it up again. Another excellent tackle. Sets off a counter-attack. Baumer steps up. Montella. Still Baumer. With a nutmeg. Svensson. Still Svensson. On his debut, Svensson is running rings around everybody. And Karlström in the end gets in the way. Panucci now coming forward for Asta. Pot shot from Inzaghi. But fails to convert as we approach injury time in game number 1 of the evening. Second half certainly be more entertaining than the first, that's for sure. Into injury time now. Panucci, Brown, Fiore blazes it over the bar. And that is that. Bostock running out 2-0 winners in game number 1. The red card was a game changer, Alf, but Asta again equipped themselves well, and it was close, really.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that it had been a really good no-score draw. That I think only for the red card.
Quick look at the stats, so you could see how the solid base of Bostock was key there, with Mild and Patsazoglu both getting 9 ratings. Robbie Keane as well with the second goal, getting man of the match for his contribution.
Yeah, they finished very well, didn't they? There, I mean, they hadn't those sort of marks at half time, had they? So they finished very well. Took advantage of the extra man.
Tato saying, Mike, please put some arrows on. You've made your point now. Let's have a look at the Asta ratings. Dudek, the pick of the bunch, with an 8 rating, but unfortunately, you see there Fiore. Andy Cole got dragged off at half time on a 5. You've got Boomer as well, rating a 5. They just couldn't. They saw plenty of the ball, but they just weren't the best with it, unfortunately, tonight.
It's a bit harsh on Fiore there, isn't it, I think. And he's one of the 2 that had a shot on goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But that is unfortunate for Asta, but well done to Dan on getting the win.
Yeah, well done, Dan.
Next, we go to Haggis versus Triple P. And Triple P was one of the sides that you were talking to me about off camera, Alf, when you've been having a look around and suggesting he'd gone a bit...
I think it's conventional.
A bit conventional, yes, that's the word you used.
Yes, conventional, yes, he has. I mean, look at and that's right. Looking at that, that's quite standard. So that's pretty good on paper. That, yeah. Well,
certainly a strong. Yeah, certainly a strong-looking squad. What has been interesting is the introduction or reintroduction of certain players to the fold. And it's still slightly odd to me to see Frank Lampard starting in the Super League.
He has a goal in though, Frank, I think, doesn't he? I think that's what he's looking at there. He's going forward and having a crack at goal. So, might come off.
Good night, Mike, who is off now. He's seen his game. Rob not feeling the most confident, saying he's going to get pumped here. And Mr. Edwards has noted that the defenders and midfielders go quite far down the squad list. They certainly do. It's not the gunslinger that he used to be. That's for sure.
No. It's got a good platform to work on there, I think.
Absolutely. Looking at past meetings again, 2 wins for Triple P, including the one earlier this season. And the 1 defeat in the 3 fixtures as Babel makes his debut. MC Frank Lampard is decent option, says Tato. No MC do much anyway. And Rob points out that Frank is doing well at the minute. As for Haggis, a couple of alterations, and you can see various bids in for players as well. So it could be much changed next time they line up, that's for sure. Live injured and Santos suspended. But they line up. Oh, I haven't put the subs in. Hang on one sec. Where were the subs? Because it was further up the thread. Hedman, Halguera, Figo, and Tristan. Hedman, Helguera, Figo. Where's Tristan? There we go. And I will just drop Jimenez down for now. Right, let's try that again. Gomez back amongst the team. Stewart remains an interesting name. Second start. Scholes continues to be at the focal point. Giggs and Deisler are going to be the supply out wide. Your thoughts on this team, Alf?
I'm not sure about the 3 DMs. I don't know too much about them, so they might get tested tonight, actually, those 3 DMs. Never been a great fan of Deisler, but the 3 DMs are a little bit concerned.
Right, hang on 1 second, because both Rox and Ian are now saying that's not the tactic. Nobody sent me a tactic. I will put in the chat. Just a screenshot of a team. And we will wait to see what they come back with. Ultimately, the tactic name might change. This is how the screenshot suggests they want to line up. Sorry, you were saying about the selection.
Yeah, 3 DMs. I mean, I don't know too much about any of them, actually. So it'd be interesting to see how they shape up. But it's could be very interesting, this game. It might not go according to form, actually.
Did you get the right tactic? I can send it again. Unfortunately, that message was sent at 8:33, well after the deadline. Oh, there's another one here. Same tactic as Gazelles. What people do need to remember that there are now multiple people streaming. So if you change it for one game, you have to tell us if you're changing it back. Right, hang on. Because I will have different tactics than... Yeah, you sent the team on Friday, Ian, but you didn't send an updated tactic file, is what I'm pointing out. So let's see what ones I've got for Haggis. I've only got 2 saved, and I'm loath to go back through all the emails to fix this now. Have I played? If not, can I play next? No, you haven't played yet. And to be fair, you say that the team was sent. The team was sent Friday, but at no point does it actually say that you're going to use the old tactic. I'm just looking at it now. You sent the shape that you want, but it doesn't say to revert back to any previous tactic. I'm looking at the message now. Then can I play next? Yes, you can. It's the FK, the GK. Hang on. Now there's all. Needs to be that one. It was passed. I agree. No. Rox has taken responsibility. Hang on. Add the arrows to the wider. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Right, there we go. It's been past the deadline. There's always a deadline, Ian. You know this. And I give you longer than everyone else. Anyway, we fixed it. This is the team that they're putting out. Now, there's never a dull moment, Alf. It's never straightforward either.
No. I was the one who used to mess it up, didn't I, by taking too long.
Anyway, too many cooks indeed, both running it and probably running Haggis. Interesting, again, I feel like Swan and I should fight like Zippy and George too. Tristan on the bench, having played in the reserves, I always find interesting. Morientes playing at 87%. It's not something I would ever do. Was condition a big thing for you?
Yes, he's like 100%, yeah. I'm not sure whether it was, was it Greasy? Was he at all bothered about that? But I used to do it any 100%. But we'll have to see. We'll know tonight, won't we? Morientes gets hat-trick.
Yeah, probably.
Greaves
Always
is
the
right.
way when I mention a player.
Greaves has been right all along.
Let's go to game centre then, and a score prediction, please.
I'm going for the conventional PPP, the North Koreans to win 2-1.
Okay. Let's see if you are correct. And Scholes with the early goal for Haggis. As evidenced already, we are a complete shit show, says Rock's condition. Wasn't even thought about. Fitness is a myth. If they die, says Greavesy.
Lots of red. Yeah, it's
biased. Half time comes, and it is just that early Scholes goal. But Haggis have been creating more as the home side. They've asserted a little bit more dominance.
Yeah. It's not over this game. I think he'll have a better second half. He's winning a lot in the air, so whether he throws another big man on, I don't know. That's the way he could get back in the game. I don't see any big men to throw on.
Without even seeing his team stats, Rocks is set to stick. So we'll just flash this up briefly. Not seeing a lot of the ball, but the players in crucial positions are.
Yeah. It's a solid half, isn't it? That really, yeah.
As for Triple P, they need something. They need a bit more this second half, don't they?
Yeah, but the fitness is very good, so they could come back in this. Yeah. Yes. I'm still confident they might pull it out, probably pull it back this one.
And Jens is saying to ask you about one of the things you're most infamous for during your Super League tenure. He's asked me to highlight the weather and ask for your thoughts on that.
The weather? Oh, breezy. Yeah. Get his big man. Get another big man on. Throw it in the air there. The central defenders will panic, like he says.
Arrows on DML, DMR, they're already on. Do you mean you want them longer? Palermo on for Saha. I can do that. 2 up top.
Are the big men, those two?
Palermo.
Is Palermo a big man?
Yeah, I would say so. Lampard AMC with a forward arrow.
Like getting the crosses over to the big men.
Sorry, keep Lampard as is. So do you mean you want Smith moving centrally with an arrow then? Like that? Just waiting for Rob to second game running where a manager has got his tactical tweaks wrong. So put Smith behind the front two, no problem. And you mentioned arrows on your wing backs. Are you telling me you want them longer? Or did you just forget you had them on? Here's me saying I'm going to be working long into the night with the transfers, Alf. I'm going to be working long into the night with these games.
Yeah.
There we go. It wants longer arrows. Alf Jens is saying that Vikings need some CM Scout insight.
Okay, then. DM me. Yes.
Which account are you using at the minute, Alf?
Sorry?
Which account are you using at the minute?
I'll contact Jens. I'll do it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Keep an eye out in your DMs, Jens. As we reach the hour mark, the changes so far not working dividends, but we now offer the tactical change. Did I see, was that Scholes on the 9 rating? Yes, he's certainly playing a key role in that position at the moment. Condition-wise, Moriente's dropping to 75.
Yeah. Well, he's got a good substitute there, hasn't he?
In Figo, of course. Tato saying, Alf, you seriously need to get some CM Scout assessment up and running.
Who says that?
That's from Tato.
Okay then. Yeah, I'm
Uh,
available. I'm available. Yeah, on commission.
you were saying again before we came live that you just started to get the hunger for it again.
Yeah, it's coming back again after all the problems I've had in the past 6 months or so. Yeah, I'm getting the appetite back again.
So we got
anybody who wants any scouting help like that, player assessments, let me know.
So double change it is for Haggis. Figo coming on for Deisler, and Morientes is replaced by Tristan. And I can confirm both of those. And Rob wants to go free up top. So Smith getting involved as well up the top. Rating still not great. No issues with condition or discipline, however.
No. Would you have Finnan on for his? Is he a good crosser of ball, Finnan? Is he? I'm not quite sure.
He's rated 14 for crossing.
Yeah, so I think he might need something to cross the ball to those big men. What to see?
Rob is happy with just that tactical tweak, so let's see if that does anything to affect the game. So we'll slow it down slightly with just one goal in it. Tristan puts it over the bar, 15 to go. And there is the second for Haggis. It is Tristan who scores his first ever goal for Haggis. And a big, big goal that is at the top end of the table. And are they going for a third here, Haggis? Giggs. Amoroso, but does well. 5 to play. Figo picks it up now. And still Figo. Scholes offside. And 4 minutes have been added on. We're into those 4 now. They're ticking away with nothing happening. And there is the full-time whistle. And Haggis run out deserved winners.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've noticed in the past that it's when 3 are thrown up top, you often concede a goal. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. So
it's not can be the way.
Mm.
Let's have a look at the Haggis stats. And Paul Scholes, unsurprisingly, gets man of the match. Giggs joins in on a 9 rating as well. They did look impressive this evening, didn't they, Alf?
Yeah, well, as you know, it's a well-managed team.
Well, as evidenced by the absolute shit show of tactics and condition, perhaps it's not a well-managed team.
Well, he just leave it as it is every week now, doesn't he? Doesn't have to do anything.
just leave it to me to win the games for them.
Just leave his tactics as it is all for the rest of the season.
And there's Rocks, a victory for Lance Armstrong, for Justin Gatlin, and for the guy who coughed on Millionaire. Whereas on the other side, Rob's saying an absolute stain on the Super League.
No. He's not there. It wasn't that bad a performance. I don't think he's up against a good team, so I wouldn't worry too much about that one.
Fortunately, it was just average for Triple P, wasn't it, for tonight? They've had a decent season, as you were mentioning earlier, but they just couldn't quite. It just didn't quite happen for them this evening.
No, but it's enough good players in there to turn it around. Yeah, I think he will. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure the controversy of the tactics will rumble on and be the story for the next 24 hours. That is for sure. Let's move on. And it is the game we wanted to do first. So let's just quickly go back through this again then. So here is the Vikings team. Does this... See, now I'm concerned that I haven't done this right either. No, Vikings just made one change, didn't they? From memory. Yes, it was just one change for Vikings. And it was in the defence with Valgarin coming in for the suspended Cannavaro. Excuse me. Obviously, for me, we pointed out earlier, players of note from your time. Mido being in there is great for me. Serginho continues to keep his place since he signed for the club. He's had a fantastic start for the Vikings as well. But for me, it's all about this midfield of Vieira and Mendieta. Yeah. How strong does that look?
That's very strong, isn't it? That very strong. He's keeping Robin back into you for another season or so. It looks a bit.
Yes, to work his magic off the bench.
Yeah. It's I like that. It's Jens doesn't need any advice from me, Jens.
You've received an invitation, Alf. Rob has asked, do you want to manage Triple P next week as he's on a stag do?
Okay then. Okay. He can send me some instructions if he likes. Yeah, I'll do that.
I'll leave that for you
send me a direct message with instructions, and we'll sort it.
We saw the White Rose team at the start of the show, so we'll click straight through that one and ask you for a score prediction, please.
Did I see White Rose? I didn't see any White Rose's team there, did I? That's it's a good team. But I'm going for 2-0 Vikings.
2-0. Having seen the team, 2-0 Vikings.
Yeah,
lovely. Say the last bit. What the invitation actually said, I'll even flash it up on the screen. Alf, do you want PPP next week? I'm on a snag do. Snorting cocaine off the nipples of teenagers was the actual message.
Well, I could be doing it for the rest of the season then, couldn't I?
Let's kick this one off and see how we get on. And Raoul with the early goal for the away side. Just for the record, no snorting will go on ahead as Rob gets drug tested weekly. Steve messaged it after your prediction saying, cheers, Alf.
Yeah, well,
the reverse psychology's worked so far. But there's Tony against the manager who made him famous in the Super League. Luca Toni has leveled just before halftime, and probably about right because everything statistically looks fairly even.
It does. Yeah, it's very close. It could go either way. Second half, this one. Yeah.
Let's have a look at the home side first. And there is a disparity in ratings. You look at Mike Duff there on a 9, having his way out on that right wing, and then you see players the likes of Del Piero and Desai, higher stature players potentially just rating a 6.
Mike Duff's having a cracking game, isn't he? Certainly
is.
Yeah.
As for Rose, whose manager says in the live chat, felt like we were battered there. Fair again. Got mixes of 6s, 7s, couple of 8s in there as well. Wingers again, or wide players. Sorry, I should say.
Yeah.
Having a good game for both sides.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. My old favourite Kaladze in there. Ruggink as well, although he's not having much of the ball yet. But it's interesting second half this, but still think Vikings might pinch it.
Mido left of Tony, like that. Del Piero off for Robin, AMC with an arrow. That's it. So a tactical alteration for Vikings, going 2 up top. And you mentioned Robin, chance to get a few more minutes under his belt and show what he can do.
Yeah, he's using his pace there. He's going to go right through that defence there, Robin. Yeah. That looks good.
Just waiting to see if Steve is altering anything here. No message through thus far. Here we go. Santa Cruz for Brugink. Paul Rowell left AMC. I see. Okay, with arrow, please.
Yeah.
So one team have gone 2 up top, and one have taken away one of the strikers.
Isn't Penza one of these players who likes to be on his own? Seem to remember. We discussed last season, is it? Whether he's.
I think it's inconclusive with him because nobody has really got him to the point of being that 20-25 goal striker that Segalko is. He normally gets into double figures unless he's injury ravaged, but no one really has unlocked a monster in him, at least for a number of seasons in the Super League. So it's very difficult to say what he prefers. I think that is it. So we will carry on to the 60-minute mark. How do you see this one playing out? I know you predicted a 2-0 win originally, but at 1-1 at half-time?
I'll go for 2-1 Vikings.
2-1 Vikings. So you're sticking with the home side winning it.
Hmm.
And there is the goal, and it is Robin with his first ever goal for Vikings.
Yeah, that was a good move from Jens there, using Robin's pace there to go straight through the middle of the defence.
And let's see if there are any changes at this point to affect the result. Vikings coming from behind to now lead with half an hour to play. When you look at the likes of Bishkan and Sorin on the bench, would you be changing anything at this point, or do you think Vikings have got enough control to see this out?
Yeah. Don't think I'd tamper too much with that. No.
Okay. Steve suggesting he was never winning this game even after the early goal. Of course, White Rose themselves, just while we wait for any instruction from Jens. White Rose are second bottom, 3 points clear of Asta, who they've already seen lose. So a good opportunity to pile the pressure on them, but looks like they are failing to make the most of the opportunity. When you see this team and you look at the quality at its disposal, I mean, looking at this team as it's set up, with the exception of Santa Cruz, it's an exceptionally good Super League team. So do you question how they're so low in the league?
Well, I had this problem, didn't I? Everybody said I had some great players, but that's the last year, didn't I? And
yes,
it doesn't always work out that way. Depends. I think it sometimes depends what season they're in, Steve. This might not be the right season for them. So it could be as simple as that.
Okay. We have tactical alterations for the Vikings. So drag Mendieta back next to Marcel will do. And Vieira solo MC. Mido left AM next to Robin. Both with arrows. So he's gone back to how it started in terms of the attacking setup.
Well, that's not a bad move, that. Switching Robin like that. He's already beat the trap once and he can do it again, having been moved.
As for Rose, they're also making alterations. Rickon is coming on for Mpenza. So needing a goal, Steve has decided to take Mpenza off. Raul up top, Veron left AM. So he doesn't believe in Big Emil, and he's hoping Raul can get back on the score sheet back up top.
I think Raul's okay there. He does score some goals on his own up front. So, I wouldn't be surprised if it works that one. Wouldn't be surprised at all.
That's 85% shite, says Steve. Let's carry on. And there was Santa Cruz with an opportunity. Obviously not happy that I was mocking his ability to be a Super League player. Raul goes into the book, into the final 10 minutes. Are we going to get late drama at the Eric Maitland Arena?
He's having a goal. He's having a goal. Yeah. He can do it. He can still do it.
Raul Veron over the line.
Yeah.
And here they come again, the away side.
It's got to come, this equaliser, it looks a bit.
4 minutes being added on, we're into them. Right. Again, nothing happened.
When it drags on like that, when there's nothing happens, is it? But 3 or 4 minutes flash by. Yeah.
You look at the stats, and Steve might be a little bit disappointed that they haven't got at least a draw there.
Yeah, it will be.
Was it their inability to win their tackles, do you think, was a major flaw for the away side?
Tackling, heading, I mean, some believe, don't they, that tackling is one of the most important things in the game. So Steve might look at that. He might look at bringing another hard man in.
Looking at the home side stats, and Marcel Desailly and Serginho both in that defensive midfield line, proving crucial for the Vikings this evening.
That's impressive, isn't it, Steve? That is impressive. That's a confidence booster, isn't it, with those sort of ratings?
Absolutely. And Robin's certainly playing his part off the bench. I think it's always good for a manager when a sub comes on and has a major impact.
Well, it's his pace, isn't it? He's ideal, isn't he, really, as a super sub at this stage of his career, because his pace, just the tiring defenders take him on.
As for Rose, Candea getting man of the match despite being on the losing side. Their problem was just crucial players. Look at Brugic, look at Veron, Penza, all rating 6s. He needs his big players to stand up and be counted, doesn't he?
It wasn't a bad performance, though, was it? All in all, really. Although he might be looking at the best position for Ron. I don't know. Never quite sure where to play him. Some playing further higher up, some playing deeper. Not quite sure.
Real bad day this for Steve when you consider Leeds' performance earlier as well. It's just not been very good for teams in white and blue.
He'd be pleased with Rickon, though, because Rickon did put the tackles in, didn't he? So I said he's looking for another man like that in the side, so I think he might start him next time.
Good night, Jens, who says, I'm off, lads. Class as always. Lovely to hear the voice of Mr. Bridge again. Good night.
Bye, Jens.
Let's move on to the next game. And it is Badgers at home to Gazelles. Arca, the latest player to show with a bid against his name. Let's have a look at how Dan is lining up. So Barthez will lead the side out, taking the armband off Kivu, who partners Uliano in defence. Seedorf and Totti in centre midfield. Adilson and Donovan supporting Hussein. Quite a lot of attacking intent, I would suggest, in this team.
Yeah, there is. Looks fine, that. I'm not sure Edison, is that his correct position?
He is a forward centre.
It's Adilson, is it? Yeah, Adilson, yeah. But he's not a goal scorer, is he, really, by the looks of it? So he might be creator.
Yeah. I think that's what he's there to do. I mean, he chipped in with 5 goals last season. But no, he's not a major goal threat as such.
But he's could be a good one. Donovan, he's a strange player. Donovan, he can.
Badgers yet to win in 3 meetings against the Gazelles.
Yeah. It's
just seeing in the chat message from Rock saying Tato have DM'd you a derisory bid, and Tato coming straight back. I have rejected said derisory bid. Let's have a look at Badgers, who have Ambrosini suspended, Petit and Enrique injured, Samuel a yellow away from suspension, and I do just need to check Badgers. Yes, so the substitute that was named doesn't actually play for Badgers. I just had to check if it was Caballero that was meant to be on the bench. There we go. All good. So this is how the Badgers line up. He's called it Badgers wingbacks, copying everyone else. And also sent a message saying he hates the fact that he's playing this formation.
No, it's pretty standard formation. The league's been won by that formation, so nothing wrong with it. Lincoln, I don't think I've ever had him. Lincoln, is he? It's not bad, is he? He's pretty good.
Looks a decent player. He's had a decent campaign in the reserves. 3 goals, 2 assists.
Yeah, that's good rating. Yeah. Could be a good move.
So good opportunity for him.
Shevchenko is a funny one, isn't he? Everybody tells me he can't play in that position as a kind of AM. But I don't know what you think about it, Steve.
He's one of these players who's never done it in the Super League regardless. He's not in the Zidane mould of being complete and utter shite, but he's in the Ronaldo mould of very, very rare he does anything. I would say if I was picking attributes to play the position he's playing in. Yeah, he's got potential to be a average to good AMC, but he's clearly statistically better. If you were going purely on the data, statistically better as a striker.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
But this Badgers side, every time I look at it, it just looks stronger and stronger. I know that there are various thoughts on Casillas on this, and I agree, and it's understandable where they come from. But he's certainly not the worst keeper that we'll see. The centre backs are strong, the wing backs are strong. Scally, no matter what you think of him, he's proven that he can do it. I'm not so sure on the central midfield, and then it's just whether that trio at the top end can get firing.
Yeah. I think I agree with that. Central midfield. Has he got injuries or players missing? Is this just a?
Well, Ambrosini's suspended, so that's crucial. And Enrique would almost certainly play.
Yeah.
Again, Tato, another one who says fitness is a myth, so not surprised to see Lincoln starting on 89%. My centre mid has been decimated with injuries, says Tato.
Yeah.
While you're in the comments, Tato, I suppose I could just check. Did you name a captain? I can't see anything in the picture. So if you just want to throw one in the chat, and I will happily assign it. If not, I will go with who the game decides. But having seen both teams, Alf, a score prediction, please.
I'll go for Gazelles 2-1.
2-1 to the Gazelles. Let's find out if you are correct. Early opportunity for the away side, failing to convert. Badgers hit back with a chance of their own. I believe it was for Shevchenko, who we've just been speaking about. 20 minutes on the clock, still 0-0. Yellow card for Di Biagio. He always seems to get booked, Di Biagio. I might be wrong. He's one of those players that I just always feel gets booked. Well, just as I say that, he gets a second yellow. And he is off after 38 minutes. And that leaves a massive hole in that midfield. Vargas, the obvious replacement, but who for, in your opinion, Alf?
I don't know. I think had he been able to do subs after 30 minutes, I think he might have took Baggio off. But
I think I would personally risk take a Dielson off.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if I would maybe stick with two up there and move Totti forward and leave Seedorf. I'm sure Tato's saying I'll keep it as is in response.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Gazelles have had a ridiculous amount of red cards this season. Red cards. That'll be Gazelle's 8th red card of the season.
Yeah.
Vargas for Donovan. I nearly got it right. He drops back there and centralised. Do you want Adilson to have an arrow, Dan? Is the question before we carry on. Dimble there saying dirty Gazelles. How much does a red card obviously it changed at any stage, but at this early stage, we're not even at half time yet. Alter your thinking as a manager?
Yeah, it's difficult now. See it through to half time is the thing now.
Okay, let's see if they can do that as Badgers trying to apply a bit of pressure. Gazelles want a penalty. The referee says no. Spurred on by that, they come forward but fail to convert any chances of their own. Interesting little 10-minute spell that.
They didn't do bad, did they, Gazelles, in that last 10 minutes either? It's pretty even. So great to see the attributes now. Let's see if Roberto's doing okay.
Only Emerton rating below a 7 for the Badgers.
Lincoln's fitness.
It's only dropped to 84, so it's not too bad.
No.
Gazelles, who both managers said going till 60. So we'll just quickly have a look. Again, it's very, very even, isn't it?
I mean, Di Baggio, he only made one tackle. He got a yellow card, 2 yellow cards. Oh, he made one tackle.
Let's go to the 60-minute mark and see what happens. Can Badgers make the extra man count? Oh, fucking hell, all the time flies by.
Yeah.
We paused the game on 68 minutes.
This is a crucial time, this now. Decision time.
I know when this first came in, you were... the first few games when this came in, you weren't one to really tinker, and then you said that it might have cost you a lot of points. So do you find this a crucial additional element it's been in the last couple of seasons?
Yeah, it is. It's a difficult time, this one now. Easily do the wrong thing, you can do the right thing. It's really tricky. So I don't envy the managers at this situation.
And with the game finally poised, the pressure all on Badgers as the home side with the extra man. But, of course, this is two teams very much in the playoff picture. I believe they both start tonight inside the top 6. So a massive, massive game for not just these two sides, but everyone else in and around that picture as well.
Would he throw Shevchenko up top?
Possibly. Or is he going to keep the two there to try and sort of outgun the one DM?
Yeah. Will he sub Lincoln?
Well, here we go. We've got the answers to all of those questions. So Brozek off for Souza. Move him up top. Shevchenko behind with an arrow. Put a diagonal arrow on Lincoln too. And that will do for me, says Tato. So no in answer to the Lincoln and no in answer to Shevchenko.
Yeah. Well, he might want. Shevchenko's got pace, hasn't he? So he could do a Robin and go through the middle.
As for Gazelles, Barthez continues to lead by example with the highest match rating. No discipline issues with which to look at for the players remaining on the pitch. And no real fitness concerns either. As Swan joins the chat to say, evening brothers, just got in, up Bostock, up Alf Bridge, good night. Good night, Swan. Kufor for Adilson, swap Kufor for Totti. So Totti moving further forward. Late free kick to win this for Gazelles here, same as last time I played, says Tato.
Totti's a good move. You could very well snatch the winner.
Well, let's see if that happens. Vargas now picking up the ball. Gazelles with holding pressure. 20 to play. Totti comes forward. Still Totti. Yellow card brandish. Free kick to Gazelles. Totti steps up, deflects off the wall. And Shevchenko is able to clear. Campbell. Casillas takes the free kick for the offside. Barthez lets it run free. Souza! And it is 1-0 to the Badgers with a debut goal.
Good move by the manager. Yeah.
Lincoln now picking it up. Shevchenko's fouled. Yellow card. Barthez parries out the free kick for a corner. And eventually Gazelles managed to clear. And there's a second goal for the debutant. Off the bench with 2 goals in 5 minutes.
This is similar to the Astor game, isn't it? After the man sent off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here they come again. Shevchenko saved. Totti picks it up now. Still Totti blazing it over the bar. Final 5 minutes of this game. Could Souza get a hat-trick off the bench? Casillas goes out of play. Just a couple of minutes being added on. And there goes the full-time whistle. Badgers with a massive 2-0 win. They certainly did make the extra man count in the end, Alf.
Yeah, they've done it again, haven't they? Yeah. A master stroke by the manager bringing on Souza there. Yeah.
Unsurprisingly, he only played for 20 minutes, but he got man of the match for his contribution.
Yeah. Yeah. That's about it. That's, again, took advantage, didn't they, of the extra man?
They did. They certainly did. As the comments start to come in, Dan saying that the sending off killed them again. Badgers making a top 2 charge, asks Ryan. Well, we will soon see. Sending off record is ridiculous for you. Blame Dimble, says Tater. As we move on, and it is going to be Celtics versus Fulchester. And here is how the Fulchester side line up. Again, a similar tactic for you to look at, Alf, but just different players.
Another standard tactics, wing backs, very good. Yeah. Stamps. Yeah, that's a strong looking side, isn't it? Yeah. It is. It is. Yeah. Fine with that all, 100% fit. Yeah, looks good.
There's more balance, in my opinion, now as well. Earlier in the season, they were playing a 3 a.m. formation, but all 3 of the AMs were two of the wider AMs were strikers with a striker up top as well. So it certainly looks a lot more balanced for me. And of course, any midfield that can boast Nedved and Davids, especially with Simeone in behind, is a sensational looking midfield.
And the 2 wing backs there, very good. So yeah, looks fine.
Previous meetings between the sides, level record, a win, a draw, and a defeat between them. Fulchester unbeaten in the last 2. As for Celtics, they are without the injured Nielsen. Almeida makes his debut in the centre of midfield. Rossini partners former Fulchester striker Michael Owen up top. And again, a couple of newer names, likes of Lauren Robert out wide, and Gattuso and Tomazi. Now, that is a midfield that can tackle.
Could we see another red card in this game?
quite possibly. Quite possibly.
Yeah. Well, then again, it looked 2 well-matched teams to me. Like for like. So, yeah, I'll go for 1 apiece.
And when you look at this 7th versus 8th.
Yeah.
They've just seen Badgers win, and they've seen Vikings win as well. So Gazelles are the team there that they're chasing. Both really do need and want to win this one.
Yeah, I feel it could be a draw.
Could be a draw is the prediction. Score draw or 0-0?
1 apiece.
1 apiece. Let's kick this one off and find out. Early pressure and opportunities for the away side. Celtics now playing their way back into this. Just over 20 minutes on the clock. And there's the goal for Nakata on 24 minutes to give the away side the lead. And they're trying to get a second. Vieri very in amongst it, just failing to convert an opportunity at the moment. But it does look more likely Fulchester. They want a penalty. No penalty given. Another yellow card. 3 minutes added on. And there's the half-time whistle. Let's just try and find that late penalty shout. Frey clipped the feet of Robert in the area. The referee turned it down.
That's a penalty. Yeah.
Where is the VAR for that one?
Yeah, and the red card. Yeah.
Winner here, and they are right in the mix for the playoffs, says Tato. Fulchester do look the more dominant side thus far.
But looking at the passes completed, tackles 1, Tortuga are doing okay, really. You just need some finishing. So,
absolutely do. Got another manager claiming a fix because they didn't get the penalty.
And possible red card, is it there coming up?
It would have been. As for Fulchester, again, it's not too dissimilar in the ratings, is it?
They're 2 well-matched sides, so it could still be finish at 1 apiece.
Could still finish 1 apiece, says Mr. Bridge. Torres is coming on for Celtics for Etsabaria. Again, trying to utilise that high pace value.
Yes, that's another good move. It's Following the Jens pattern.
Will we see anything from the away side? Roll to 60, says Ryan. So let's do so and see how the second half plays out. Oh, an early opportunity for the home side. Another dubious decision by the referee. And, well, fucking hell. Again, all the time just flying by. So with 15 minutes to play, we pause the game. Can Celtics force an equaliser? The referee is not giving them much to go on this evening, however, Alf.
No, it's not what I could do on the benches, there really.
No, not much that's going to affect the game from an attacking perspective, that's for sure.
No.
It would have to be a tactical tweak to see. I mean, I would look at how I maybe, if you were looking to change it up a little bit, as someone who can create, but he's not going to, he's not someone you rely on to make the goal.
He's a good left-sided player, though. Very good left-sided player.
And he is coming on for Almeida.
Yeah.
I
thought he might have gone wide. Yeah.
As for Fulchester, Yapstam on a 5 rating.
That's
very unusual. Kieran Dyer and I'm going to presume it's Revivo. Both at percentages that Ryan may be considering altering the personnel. Again, massive, as we said at the start, massive this, and every decision is critical.
I know. I didn't relish this time of the game, Steve. Having to make these big decisions.
We've got Raquelme coming on for Fulchester. I presume that is it for both managers. Swap with and he's dropping back into central midfield with Nedved pushing further forward. Interesting choice, that.
Nedved, yeah. He's one of my favourites. Yeah. That's fine.
Slow this down for the last 15 minutes and see if these changes have the desired impact. Stan goes in the book. Free kick to the home side. Just over the bar into the final 10. And here come the away side again. Nakata, Dyer, offside. Celtics take it quickly to try and come forward. Vieri goes in the book into the final 5 minutes. Here come the home side again. Tomazi, offside from Rossini. 4 minutes added on. Owen. Torres! 89th minute equaliser for Celtics. And that is the final action of the game, Alf.
Correct score. Yeah, he's done the Jens there, hasn't he, with Torres? He'd watched that game where Jens put Robin there in that position, and he's done the same with Torres, and it's worked.
Absolutely. And when you look at the match stats, they're probably deserving of a point, really.
Yeah, two well-matched sides.
But late drama, and as Duggan says here, subs having a massive impact tonight. Tato say he will absolutely take the draw here. Rock saying, "Oh, good grief." Ryan saying, "Bullshit this game." He is making hard work of becoming the first 3-time winner, isn't he?
Yeah. It's two good sides, I thought there. Two good sides, so nothing to et up about there, Ryan. You can carry on running, Ryan.
Greavesy suggesting that the referee is not his favourite person this evening. I
think we'll see more of that now, Steve, don't you? This tactic that Jens introduced about the fast attacking AM as a substitute. I can see that taking off with a lot of managers.
People will certainly be taking note of its impact, that's for sure. Should have been dead and buried at the half, says Ryan in his follow-up comment. But a point shared, or point shared, I should say. And it just gives the sides in the playoffs that little bit of a breather, but it doesn't rule either of these two sides out with games running out.
No, it doesn't.
Greasy
they're going to be hard to beat, those two sides. So nothing to worry about.
Greavesy is the latest to see his game and head off to bed. He has work tomorrow. Salute to you, sir, working on a bank holiday. Good night. As we move on to Casuals versus Dragons, 11th versus 12th. Now, I've been known to be fairly critical well, not just this season, but particularly this season of Dragons. So I think it's only right and fair, in the interest of balance, when you see this squad in 11th in the league, that I just give them a round of applause for overachieving with the tools at their disposal. They are doing stunningly well. So congratulations to the Dragons for their performance so far this season. Another manager who tried to name an unavailable player in his matchday squad had to be told that back was injured. So Monero gets a place on the bench. And again, a slight adaptation to the formation, but I like the look of it. Reyes continues to be an interesting inclusion within the squad, but Constantinu, Ronaldinho, massive players. Lizarazu and Cafu on their day can be the best wide supply line. And Jamie's here. All the old names are coming. Evening, Jamie, sir. In Duggan we trust. I hope you're well. It's been ages since I spoke to Jamie, so so I hope he's well as well.
This just looks to be a developing side, Steve. This we know, and Dyer had a poor season for me last season, but now he's coming good in his second season and get better in his third. So yeah, he's done very well. Had a poor season, but yeah, I think it's a developing side and very promising.
Yeah, and they are developed. They're certainly developing a reputation as well. What that reputation is might not be what's desired, but it's developing a reputation. Past meetings between the sides, last two games have been 3-3 draws. So could we expect goals here, Alf?
Not this time, I don't think.
No,
not this time. I think they're closely matched again.
Okay. Again, look at this. A lot of players with bid against their name. Plenty of movements happening. As for Casuals, another side who should be doing so much better. I'm not sure how it's gone so. What you on about, Madhead? Reputation? Well, if you, I'm trying to be positive. You know, I gave you your round of applause for your overachieving and stuff this year, so I don't want to potentially say anything negative about Dragons today by telling you what reputation I think you're building. So we'll leave that one for another night. So back to Casuals. I don't know how. Again, you look at this team, how they're so low down in the league. It would be another one that I'd expect to be doing better. Cliver, second in the top goal scorers list, but now he's not getting a place in the team. His performances have dropped off. It's just not quite happening for them at the moment or over the course of the season.
No, but yet again, they look well matched, Steve. Well matched. I think they've just been one goal in this, possibly for Walton.
Okay. Let's see if you are correct. Early yellow card for the home side. Looks like Dragons possibly just beginning to... There it is. First goal for Bowyer. Huge goal for Bowyer.
Yeah.
Another yellow card handed out.
He's an old favourite boy, isn't he? He does chip in with some goals, doesn't he?
He's capable of doing so, yeah.
Yeah.
Casuals trying to level things up. How much added on time in this first half? The whistle finally goes after 51 minutes of play, with the away side leading 1-0. They have created a couple more opportunities. The on target virtually the same. They're winning the aerial duel, the away side. The tackling is impressive from Casuals.
It is, but I don't know how they got the goal. Was that in the air? Was it weak defending?
Possibly. A quick look at the home side first, and as we've seen so often tonight, just 6s and 7s. Sylvester trying his best, but again, we're looking for some of the big name players, your Aymars, your Zambrottas, even dare I say the Pizarros, to just step up a little bit here.
Yeah. You'd think you were in Cliverton, wouldn't you, at some stage?
You would imagine so. As for Dragons, see, they do have these players, the likes of Hagen and Bayer and Reyes, who are really trying to drive the side forward.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still anybody's game.
Wait to see. I'm not sure, actually, if I've seen Hodgie in the chat this evening, but Duggan's certainly about. See if he wants to change anything before we continue on with the second half. As is, says Duggan. As this is the penultimate game, Alf, have you enjoyed your return to the commentary arena?
Yes, the appetite's back again, Steve.
Good. That's what we like to hear. 51 now on the clock as the home side come forward. Oh, and there's the opportunity. And another one, and we pause the game with an attacking set piece for the home side. But with Hodgie not here, we'll just show the Dragons ratings and condition. Today, McInnes there, look, dropping to 77%. Do they try and maintain what they've got, or do they go looking for the second?
Yeah, he's got McInnes as captain, hasn't he, at 77, but will you take your captain off?
Excuse me.
You don't usually take your captain off, do you?
No, it's certainly interesting. Plenty of attacking options if they want to go looking for the second.
Yeah, he could. Ronaldo, has he still got the pace, Ronaldo?
He's certainly pacey enough.
Yes, he has. Yeah, he could do with the Jens trick with Ronaldo possibly.
Tato says, "Hey Alf, I nearly went to watch Oldham on Friday, but I hate Rhino, so I didn't bother. Went to watch Bury AFC instead."
Yeah, it's good choice.
So Douglas says, drop the wingers back to DM, but keep the half arrow. So like this. Scrap the arrows on the DMs. No problem. McInnes for Tudor. No worries. Ronaldo for Reyes. No problem. And Ronaldinho takes the... Where is it? Takes the armband.
Yeah, that's good move.
Hopefully that's simple enough and concise. Yes, I think so. And Alf approves of the changes as well. So let's see how they affect, if they affect even. Nearly a second, but it's a corner. Thuram is able to clear. Aymar picks it up. Still Aymar. Speculative effort gone horribly wrong. Here come Dragons. Foul. Free kick awarded, which Tudor takes. Ronaldinho, Buffon saves, picks it up, and it's 2-0 to the Dragons. Constantinu. Buffon is not happy, but he has to take the blame for that one. And now they go looking for a third. Ronaldinho free kick. And this time Buffon keeps hold of it. Decor goes in the book. Free kick awarded. Ronaldo, Zambrotta's now got it. And a disappointing season, as I mentioned in the intro to this game, looks like continuing for Casuals with a disappointing performance and result. 84 on the clock, and there's no sign of them getting themselves back into this. Keown gets booked. Free kick awarded. Soroczynski, Pizarro. But Dragons deal with it. And now it's a free kick. And again, Buffon fails to keep hold of it, but Sylvester's there to cover. Yeah. And another 2-0 win.
Yeah. Yeah,
Dragons.
Walton, no cutting edge, have they, casuals?
Tato saying Dragons finally turning up. Jamie's saying he'll have to turn up more often to help out his former side. But yes, congratulations to Dragons for what is a good performance and a fantastic result against a good, if underperforming, opposition.
Yeah. A couple of 1-2 tweets by casuals, and they'll be okay. He hasn't got it quite right yet, I don't think, but he will.
Lebo, you're picking up man of the match, and I've gone on record to what I think. I don't fully understand how they select man of the match, because it's clearly not done on rating when you see players getting 9s not getting it.
No, but you got a goal, so.
I'm not disputing the fact that Bowie deserves it. Just I always assumed it was first and foremost done on ratings, but there we go. That takes us to our final game of the evening, and it is the top of the table clash between first and third. Northern Burn look to have sort of began their assault on the title now. They've given themselves a gap. They've seen Haggis win tonight, though, so that closes the gap a little bit. If Coast were to get a result here, it would make things interesting at the very top again. Sigalko, by far and away, the top goal scorer in the league. And just an embarrassment of riches, as is said every week, Alf.
Yeah. Well, he's built his team up, hasn't he? He does this, doesn't he? He builds the team up from scratch, and he gets a lot of great players in. And when they've done the job, he discards them and gets somebody else in. So,
he certainly knows how to manipulate the market, doesn't he?
This is why he's such a good manager, yeah. You can't argue with that, can you?
No, just solid, absolutely solid.
No.
Past meetings between the sides, plenty of matches because of their playoff encounters as well, but only the one win in 6 games for Coast, and that is something that needs to change tonight. As for Coast, as for the home side, again, a strong-looking outfit. My only concern for them, if I was to pick a weak point, would potentially be the wingers. But even then, it's not exactly a disappointing option to have, is it?
No, it's that's not bad, is it? It's it could be another close game, Steve. This one that looks fine.
Vogel, I believe, has been under your management before, as has Hoffland.
One of my favourites, Vogel's a favourite of mine. Yeah, Hoffland, yeah. Rui Costa I've had. It's like one of the old teams, this, Steve. Henry, Adelka. I've had half of these. Yeah, so could be close actually.
Well, final game of the evening.
I'll go East Coast. Just to I'll go East Coast just to difference in this one.
Final game of the evening. You're backing the home side for the result.
I'll go for East Coast, even though it's.
Let's see if they can turn up with you watching on, all your old players.
Yeah.
It was a good looking start for Coast. Burn, though, playing their way back into it, and this is dangerous territory. Yeah. And there's Harry Kuehl opening the scoring for the away side. 3 minutes being added on before half time. Into the last of those 3 now. And half time comes with Burn winning 1-0. But Coast have created plenty there to suggest they're not out of this yet.
No, so it might just make a substitution here just to see and take advantage. And who's he got on the bench? Yes, he might do.
Harry Kuehl certainly does know how to win stars. That is for sure.
He's relentless, isn't he, Ian, really? He's just grinds teams down.
Looking at the stats here, They just need you're looking at Anelka, Henri, and Mackay really, and basically saying just need a little bit more from those attacking players.
I see you got any pace on his bench. East Coast, Nicky Franco.
Both managers saying as is till 60, so we'll just very briefly show the burn stats there.
He's not out of it. He's not out of it by any means.
Dan's asked, Alf, if you could make a Coronation Street all-time five-a-side team, who would be in it?
I'll have to think about that one. Five-a-side, right? Think about it. Yeah.
There we go.
Jack Duckworth would have to be in anyway.
Jack Duckworth, his first name on the sheet. At the hour mark, it's still 1-0. What do Coast do to turn this around? Got plenty of options on the bench. Agahawa, Nicky Franco, both there if required.
I'd try the one with pace to come on. Nicky Franco, possibly.
So looking at the two, Nicky Franco has the 19 pace.
He's got the pace, yeah.
Agahawa's not slow with 18.
No. Might do two. He might make two subs.
Possibly. Duggan asks, Alf, other than Astor, do you have a favourite or second club in the Super League?
Swindon Devils.
Oh, you flirt, you. Nicky Franco coming on for Roy Mackay. Straight swap, that'll do for Dimble. And Ian's keeping it as is. No problem at all, gents. Jack Duckworth is a great shout, says Dan. Kevin Webster, Martin Platt, Reg Holdsworth, and Schmeichel in goal, says Dan.
That's a good, yeah. Good.
Here come Coast. I've slowed it down earlier as it's the last game. Half an hour to play. Top of the table clash.
I'd have Bet Lynch up front. She wouldn't take any nonsense, would she?
Here comes Rui Costa. Doing really well, Costa, and earns his side a free kick. Volodenkov. Still Volodenkov. Low cross. Elias is there to clear, however. 20 minutes now to play. And time tick away.
Oh,
as Rustico goes off.
I think I'll be ringing the pay. Oh, yeah. Oh, dear. Now that's spoiled it a bit, hasn't it?
I imagine it'll be a straight swap for Mendes de Silva unless Dimble decides one at the back and throw Agahawa on to try and create something.
Yeah, as you say, he's got the pace as well.
Ian saying Gale has to be there. She's a diminutive, short stature player. Plenty of those have gone on to be successful, Alf.
Yeah. Not a great fan of Gale. No, I think she'd be on the bench.
So it is a one at the back situation. Rustico off for Agahawa. Hoffland central. Gale's blinking would baffle the opposition. And Nicky Franco is going to be the central of the 3 AMs.
Yeah, well.
Zaleas now. Ferguson Cole. Vogel does well. Toldo gets hold of it. It's almost an own goal. Jeremy's. Agahawa intercepts, but Montero now picks up the ball. Carlos. And Carlos lines up the free kick, deflects off the wall. Vogel now. Hoffland goes out for a throw and into the final 10. Can Coast create that one big opportunity? Agahawa now. And they get a free kick. Costa. Volodenkov. Kuhl is there to clear.
Oh.
Nicky Franco. Henri. Agahawa.
He's having a go.
Oh, it's hit the side netting.
Oh. He's having
and here they come again, the home side.
Got to come.
Sigalko. Kuhl. Good save by Toldo.
Or will they get caught?
3 minutes being added on. Late limbs, maybe. Oh, it's Byrne coming forward. Kuhl. Toldo does well. Corner kick. There'll be no time to take it.
No.
And Northern Byrne.
Oh,
wow. Dimble will be frustrated that he's not got a point, I would suggest.
He threw the kitchen sink at him there in that final 20 minutes. Yeah, deserved a draw there at least. But,
I agree.
What credit to Ian again, just grinds the opposition down.
They just do not concede results, concede points, do they, Bern? Looking at the stats here, not a terrible performance by any stretch of the imagination. They could have got maybe a little bit more out of certain players, but it wasn't a bad performance. Chiotis there, you could see how hard he's had to work, rating a 9 in goal, and Harry Kewell picking up man of the match.
Yeah, solid again.
But congratulations to Northern Burn. That concludes the action for tonight. So let's have a quick look at the classifieds. It's 4 games. 4 out of the 7 finished 2-0. We had Badgers 2, Gazelles 0, Stanley 0, Bostock 2, Astor 0, Coast 0, Burn 1, as we just seen. Haggis 2, Triple P 0, Vikings 2, Rose 1, Celtics 1, Fulchester 1, Casuals 0, Dragons 2. And let's see how that affects the table. Burn continue to lead the way with 8 games to go. And they've reached 40 points. Haggis 5 points further back. They themselves have a 6-point gap to Vikings up in 3rd. Badgers in 4th on 28. Coast down in 5th, 27. Gazelles 26. That makes up your playoff places at the moment. Fulchester 2 points outside on 24. Then Bostock 23, Dragons 22, Celtics 21, Triple P 21, and then there's a 3-point gap to Casuals on 18, a point ahead of Rose on 17, who remain 3 ahead of Astor on 14. Again, I believe there is a bank holiday special tomorrow evening, and these are the fixtures. We've got Astor against Vikings, Dragons against Coast, Fulchester against Haggis, Gazelles versus Bostock, Burn hosts Celtics, Triple P Badgers, and White Rose Casuals. Alf, thank you very much indeed for your time. I believe you've got messages to send to Jens and to Rob. And I'm sure we'll be seeing your name and potentially hearing your voice again in the not too distant future.
Yeah, I hope so. You say Rob's next match or the match after? Is he going away?
I don't know when he's going away, so you're best to drop him a little message, and I'm sure he'll let you know.
Will do, yeah. But looking at that, Steve, it's that league's still wide open. I don't think there's a really bad team in there. Like with mine last year, so there's nothing like that. They're all close results, aren't they? Really, when you look at them. So so the playoff places are going to be very interesting. There's going to be a battle for 6 or 7 teams.
Tato says it was a pleasure to see you back, Alf. And Duggan echoing that. Great to have you back, Alf. Thank you very much for your time this evening. It's been an absolute joy speaking to you again. And to everyone else, I hope you've enjoyed a lovely Easter. For those who are able to, enjoy the bank holiday tomorrow. And of course, as I said, there is a bonus show tomorrow night, I think with Duggan, as the Super League reaches the business end. We are so close to the end of season. Already it's flown by. More comments just coming in here for you, Alf. Mr. Edwards saying, good show, lads. Great job, Alf. Dan saying, take care, Alf. See you back here soon. And Rock saying, lovely to hear from you again, Alf. That is the perfect place with which to end this show. From Alf and myself, it's a very good night.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.